everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison video and doing a review on the Liquitex Basic, or it's actually the Liquitex Basic over here, and the Liquitex Heavy Body Acrylic, and just seeing what the differences are, especially if you're new to painting. It kind of gives an idea on what the differences between the two are, being a heavy body and being like the regular. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know this is actually the first time I ever tried the heavy body Liquitex, or I always say Liquitex Basics, but it's the Liquitex Professional Heavy Body Acrylic. So I am super excited about it to give it a try, and that way you guys can see the differences, and then you'll be able to decide on what you would like to use for your paintings. So let's go ahead and hop on over to the review. Hello everybody, and now we are actually starting on working with the Liquitex Basics Heavy Body Acrylic and the Liquitex Basics, just the regular basics, and the Heavy Body Acrylics. Now I was going to go ahead and do a comparison video with, like, if you're new to painting and you're not for sure which one you want to go with, I wanted to go ahead and try these out and kind of compare them, so that way you guys have a better idea of what kind of paint, what kind of consistency you're wanting, and just kind of go from there. Now, here's the thing. I am always used to using the Liquitex Basics, so I do know these. And I got the little small tube set. And then I never actually tried the Liquitex Heavy Body. Now, when I was younger as a kid, my mom, I know that they used to sell like the Liquitex Basics, or at least the Liquitex Soft Body. And my mom actually had these Liquitex Soft Bodies that I would use whenever I was a kid. So I do know what those are like, but I never did try the Heavy Body Acrylic. So I decided to go ahead and purchase some of these, so that way I've got them. And I wanted to show the consistency of both these two. And I know for a fact that whenever I use the Liquitex Basics, I like to do the layering process kind of the same way I do with my color pencil work and my pastel, where I just layer and layer. And if you are used to doing that type of layering, using the Liquitex Basics is a really good choice, because you can actually layer with this one in fine thin coats. Now, as far as the ultramarine, or not the ultramarine, that's the color, but as far as the Liquitex Heavy Body, the professional one, you know, I don't really know. I mean, you may be able to still layer. It just might be in my mind, it's probably going to be thicker, kind of like, you know, using oil paints. But I'm not quite for sure, so I'm kind of experiencing this for the first time with you guys. So I haven't opened these. I just took them out of the box. And then after, we're going to try just a couple of these just to show the consistency of them, what the differences are between the regular and the heavy body. I went ahead and kind of jumped into, and I know I couldn't help myself, but they had iridescent colors in the Liquitex Basics, and they had the iridescent graphite, which is, ooh, nice and sparkly, if you can see that. See that sparkle? It's really, really pretty. And then they had iridescent white. So this one here is also an iridescent color. And then I wanted to try those out in just the regular Liquitex Basics, but then I went ahead and jumped into getting some of the same thing in the heavy body. So the iridescent white, the iridescent bright gold, I got some of those. Iridescent silver, bright silver, iridescent rich gold, or rich bronze, no, I can't read, iridescent rose gold, and then iridescent black. So I got some of the iridescents that I really wanted to try out and see just how those worked. And then I figured, because these are not light fast rated, they're NR, and they're just not rated by the ASTM, so they didn't do any of the light fast testing on these, Any of the iridescent ones, they didn't. So they are not, they haven't been tested for light fastness. Now, here's another thing too, because I went ahead and bought, I went shopping, you guys. Iridescent medium. Now I have tried this, and this is super, super nice. It's Liquitex Basics acrylic. You can add the iridescence of this into any of your colors. So if you're used to using even the Liquitex Basics, like the ones that are light fast, if you just use some of this in it and just mix up some of this, it makes it iridescent. So any of your colors you can make iridescent by mixing some of this with it. And I mean, it's just a medium that you can use in it. So yeah, I mean, as far as light fast ratings on a medium, I wouldn't think that you would have that, because you would be mixing it in with another color. Otherwise it'll just be iridescent, just plain iridescent. But if you were using it with the color, I figured that it would be, about the same. You could probably use that for, I don't think it would dilute it much. It's being light fast or not. I mean, you use a lot of water, but some people do. And yeah, but that's another choice if you guys wanted to play around with that, is by getting your own iridescent tube medium and adding it to any of your colors. So that makes it super nice. So let me go ahead and jump into the video. I got me out a little piece of paper. It's just by Canson. It's an XL acrylic, oil and acrylic paper. So that way I can kind of play with that around with these and just see what they're like. Oh, and then also I kind of bought some other things too. I wanted to try these out, and I'm going to try them out with you guys. But the Heavy Body had muted colors, so they got the actual muted colors in a set, and I went ahead and got those. Like, they have muted gray, muted violet, muted pink, muted green, and muted turquoise. And I'm dropping them everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, I went ahead and jumped in and went ahead and got those. I couldn't help myself, even though I couldn't really put it through my head thinking, okay, why am I paying this extra money for these colors that are muted when all you got to do is really mix white with them? And I was like, that mutes them, it makes them more of a pastel-y kind of color. But I mean, who knows? I wanted to give these a shot, give them a try, and just see what the colors were on them. So lots of different experiences here. And hopefully that AC unit just kicked on. I'm hoping it's not too noisy. Actually, let me go turn that off so that way it's not too noisy for you guys. Hold on. All right, and I am back. So let's go ahead and hop on to doing some of these testings. I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just use like the ultramarine blue. I know that my camera is like zooming in and out. Ultramarine. Okay. And I'm just going to put these on really just by, I'm just going to put some in here. Just like this. Why? Because I am really picky. I don't want to waste all my paints. We got a lot of paint color, which is probably not going to be the true. So we got the blue. And it's nice and thin. Kind of rinse it off my brush. And then let's go ahead. Probably not the way you probably should test. You probably should just like put it out on a palette, but I am so not wanting to waste too much of this. Okay, and here's the ultramarine blue in the Heavy Body. Oh gosh, yeah, that is thick, thick. It's even bending my brush. It's just really thick, but still, I mean, if you add just a touch of water. Oh yeah, it's not as transparent as you can see. It's very thick. Here, let's touch a little bit of water on it. has more of the feel to it is a little thicker, and it feels like almost like a glaze to it, almost like a glossy kind of feel to it, like if it should have some gloss to it, almost like kind of like an oil paint. Very smooth though, so it is thick. So it is thicker than the actual Liquitex Basics, but using this top one, like the Liquitex Basics instead of the Professional Heavy Body, you can do a lot more layering with this. You know, you can layer your colors, you can make them light. It's actually a lot more easier to do your glazing, I would say. Like if you wanted to glaze over something, it's much easier using the ultramarine, or not the ultramarine, you can use any color, using the Liquitex Basics. So yeah, you get a lot more thicker, more buttery kind of feel to the heavy body. So that's kind of cool. So if you're wanting something a little bit thicker, I wonder if I can actually show that. It's like truly a richer color. Same color though, but it is very rich. All right, so now that we tried that, I really am tempted to go ahead and try some of these, like the pastels or the muted gray. Let's see here, which one? Muted violet. Oh my god, I've been dying to see this color. Now this one here is the heavy body. They came out with muted colors. These are really pricey. That's probably why I'm trying to go sparingly. Let's see here. So that's supposed to be, and see how thick that is? It's like butter. I mean, it's like working with oil paints. And I'm guessing with it being thicker like that, it's going to take a little bit longer to dry also than it would if you used a thinner paint like the Liquitex Basics part instead of this heavy body. So that's supposed to be a muted color. A muted violet. Now, I don't know. I was thinking by its picture, they had a cover picture on it, that it was going to be a little bit different than that. Muted pink. And I'll show you guys. Ooh, added a lot of water to it. Now that thinned it up. Look at that. Okay. So you can definitely thin it up really easily by using a lot more water to it. So that's a good thing. But it just seems more richer in color. Like the pigmentation of it just seems a lot more richer. I think that's probably better words to describe this as. But I wouldn't say, I'm guessing it is muted. It's just wasn't really quite what I was expecting. You know, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. But I will show you guys in just a second, because I was really, this is called muted gray. Okay, is it just me or is there purple in this? Okay. So yeah, it's got like a purpley tone to it. It's really pretty. I wonder if I can get the camera to not pick up the reflection, because it is really glossy looking. I guess just because it's wet. Let's look. Let's try and pick this up for you guys. But it's almost like a purplish tone to that. And these are the heavy body. This right here is the Basics, which it's already basically dry. And that's still just a little sticky. That one's really wet. Yeah, just used it. So, I mean, these take a little bit longer to dry. But it's just the type of pigment. It's just a little bit stronger in the heavy body than it is in the Basics. Now let me go ahead and try, since, oh wait, I was going to show you guys. the muted colors on the box shows it, sorry, I have to go through the boxes, as being like something like this. So when they show that you're getting the muted collection of the heavy body, it kind of shows these kind of colors. That looks like a purple. That looks like a beautiful pink. And they look more like a pastel kind of color. And then when I'm using them, they're a whole lot darker. I mean, they don't really go with this, but I'm guessing that you're going to have to mix it with like some whites and stuff like that in order to get the colors. Now, if you see this pretty green. I'm betting that that's supposed to be like the muted turquoise. So I want to try that. We have the muted turquoise right here. I bet you it's going to be darker than what it shows on the picture because they added white. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make it right here. And it's very thick. So you add water to it. Got to add water to it and loosen it up some. But then again, I'm used to painting with, I'm used to painting with the Liquitex Basics where it's already thinned out nicely. So, okay. So if you see that turquoise is really, really rich. Oops, I don't want to lose my lid and make a big mess. Okay, so you got that turquoise color. It's really shiny. It's really, really rich in color, while the box kind of showed it being more of a pastel-y kind of color. So I'm guessing you're just going to have to mix it with white anyway. Now, let's see here. But nonetheless, I mean, the only thing I can take from this is that even though I bought these colors, they are more expensive, I think, than the other just buying them regularly. You can't really buy them separately. You have to buy them in the set in order to get these. Because I look for the individual muted grays or muted colors in the open stock on Blix, and I did not see any of the muted colors actually available open stock. So you would have to get the set in order to get the muted colors, which you can kind of see here. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're muted. I don't know. You can mix up colors and probably make them the same exact thing with the regular colors that they have. So I'm not for sure if it's actually worth just buying these colors if they're not, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm happy that at least I got some more colors to my set that I'm collecting now. So I am, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone, but I am grateful for that. It's just, you know, you pay a lot of money for something and you're like, well, you know, you're really hoping that it would be, I mean, drastic. I thought it was actually going to be more like these muted colors. I thought they were going to be like this. And those colors are just gorgeous. But it ended up being very, very rich. And like I said, maybe you got to add white to it. But if they were going to do that, it would be really nice if they would have included in their set. And I know they would have charged more for it. But if you wanted the muted colors to look like that on the box, they probably should have added the white and went ahead and added that to their set. So that way you're able to get those colors, especially if you're just starting out and you just bought the set because you want them. They're beautiful, but that you didn't get the colors, didn't come out the way they did on the box. A little thing of white probably would have went a long way if they would have added that in their set to come up with the same thing that's illustrated on their box. I don't know. It could just be me, but oh well. My thought. Let's see here. Iridescent white. So these are the iridescent sets. Now I'll show you the box for it. So I've been working with some of the stuff, like these are some gorgeous colors right here, like the bronze, the gold. They've got, and yeah, that gold is like the yellow, the bronze, and then the copper and the rose gold. I mean, they're just simply beautiful, beautiful colors. I was really kind of curious on how the iridescent actually turns out. How does it look whenever we use them? So I am really curious on this also. So that's why I had to get them. Plus that, I know that they are not rated as being light fast. They did not do the testing for them as being light fast. So yeah, that's a kind of a bummer, but I see myself using this for like my family. Like I am doing right now a really cute little horse that I'm doing for my daughter, and having like these little mushrooms, kind of like a little fairy that's flying up to the horse, and just a real fantasy type of picture for her that would go in her room. So she absolutely loves horses. So I mean, doing something like that and then adding some of this iridescent to like the top of the mushrooms, or making them a little sparkly, a little glittery, even if I had to use the iridescent medium for like the red mushrooms, or maybe the tips and wings of the fairy, then it would, that's what I'm hoping for, that this would be a perfect thing to use. Now, I'm not for sure on how the iridescent, the thicker one, I mean, you can use these for flowers or stuff like that. Maybe I shouldn't use white to test it out. White's iridescent, but let's go ahead and look at the, I'm curious, the rose gold. Rose gold. Rose. I almost sound like I'm trying to say Rolls Royce or something. Rose gold. All right, let's go ahead and test this out. We'll do it right here underneath the blue. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It is so shiny. I mean, you guys probably seen it as being shiny. I add a little bit of water to it. I think I did. You know, I need to put some more water in my little thing. So, yeah. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. It's almost like you have an actual metal like melted on your paper. So it's really gorgeous. Let me do a little thicker set. I don't want to use too much. This heavy body is really nice to be able to get thicker, more texture to your paintings also. So if you guys are, you know, wanting to paint something that looks like it has more texture and an acrylic, then this would definitely be a good choice because it is thicker. And you can definitely get those brush strokes and thicker look to your paintings. But look at that. It is like super shiny. This one here, I added water to it, but it's still iridescently, I don't know how else to do this. Camera is definitely not wanting to shine in on that, but it is, without the light, it is super shiny, like metallic-y. So yeah, I that's pretty cool. All right, so I'm curious again. Let's go ahead and see what iridescent black looks like. I have been curious on this too. Oh, I'm so excited. Oops, kind of getting carried away. Okay, so it's just, yeah, it's got a slight sparkle to it. So it's like sparkly, like little fine glitter sparkly. And it's really not too black neither. It's not like pitch black, dark. It's almost like a dark gray. But it is sparkly. I don't know how. That's the only thing is like trying to pick that stuff up on camera is super hard. Okay. And then see here, gold, rose gold. We did rose gold. Let's go ahead and look at the iridescent bright gold. This is a bright gold, so this one's gonna be like probably like a yellow. Oh my god. This is freaking gorgeous. I love it. And look at the texture you can get from it just by having a thicker paint. So it's kind of cool. I don't really want to, you know, make it thinned out. I think it's better to see it. And that is like super, super shiny, shiny gold. And being a thicker paint like this, probably going over something with like black, or if you did like a black canvas or anything of that nature, it would show up a lot better being a thicker paint. So that is nice. And you can use that on there. Let me go ahead and get, let's see here, I got the Iridescent Graphite. This is Liquitex Basics now. So I'm guessing that this is going to be a lot thinner, and I'm not for sure how it's going to look, but this is Iridescent Graphite. So probably like a gray. And let's use that up here. Yeah. Now I'm going to try to do this a little thicker. And see how much, that's super thin. Let's see here. I know you guys are probably like not seeing the sparkle, but it is definitely got the sparkle in it. It's just a very lighter sparkle, but it is there. It does sparkle. So it's very nice to use this. You can even glaze probably over it. Let me, ooh. I used a lot of water on that. And there's like sparkles like everywhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you can use it as a glaze and you can tone things down and still have that sparkle in it. I don't want to lift it up. I put a lot of water on that, but yeah, the glitter actually stayed in the pool of water, no matter how thick it is. Wonder if I can. Yeah, I'm not for sure if I can turn that where you guys can actually see the glitter in it too much, but it does have a sparkle in it and it is super pretty. Even if you dilute it with water, the water comes down and it's almost like a pool of glitter. So, and really fine glitter. It's not like chunky, like gaudy glitter. I don't know how else to say it. It's like super fine glitter, and it's all in the paint. So it really does have that iridescent look to it. So super nice. So yeah, I mean, on this testing here, if you're wanting to do a painting, let's just say you're just starting out and you're not for sure if you're wanting to go with which one to go with because you didn't know the difference between the Liquitex Basics or like using a heavy body is definitely the pigments are a lot richer and it's just because of the thickness, I guarantee it, but it's very much richer than it is using the Liquitex Basics. Liquitex Basics is very thin, like it's a lot thinner, so therefore you're able to add multiple layers, creating depth, creating different shades, if you will, and you can do that using the Liquitex Basics. So that makes it super nice with using that, and that's one of my favorites. Heavy body is really super thick. It is a type that you can actually see your brush strokes whenever you're using it on a painting. So if you're wanting more of that brush stroke, looks like, you know, that type of painting with texture, then this is definitely going to be a good choice for you, is to use more of the heavier type of paint like this heavy body. I know that there is other brands out there. I am not sponsored by Liquitex or anybody, so this is just opinion of my own, and I have just now finally started using this heavy body. So I'm having a bunch of creative ideas like doing flowers, and you know, if you're wanting to create something with flowers and you're wanting to have some of that texture, then this would be a good choice for you. Now, let's just say you're using your Liquitex Basics and you're just wanting some of that texture also. Do not fret. There's always something, and I've tried it out and it is so much fun, you guys. Okay, Liquitex also makes like this gloss medium, and you got like molding paste. They make the iridescent, but I think it was the let's see here, molding paste or the gloss gel. This one here I think is more stiffer, but you can take a brush and you can mix this in with your paint of whatever choice color you want of this, and then it makes a thick texture, like if you're wanting something that kind of sticks out like a flower petal that's more 3D, and you can use that by mixing in your paint with the molding paste medium. Or you could actually take this, and I've tried it, and take it with your brush and just swipe across, making your petals first, and then after that sets and dries, it's going to be hard, And you can go over it with your Liquitex Basics, whatever color you choose, and you can kind of glaze over the top of it and create colors with a 3D texture. So that is super nice. And that one there is like a molding paste by Liquitex Basics. But then you can also got the gloss gel medium. Now this one here is also the same kind of thing. You also get that texture that you're wanting. You can mix it in with any color that you're wanting, or you can put it on separately on a piece of paper and then glaze over the top of it after it dries with whatever color of your choice. Now this one here, when it dries, it ends up being almost like, I want to say almost like super glue. It's like a gel, and it's a little bit harder of a gel, so it actually it dries. You know, you can get it to where it dries thick and it feels almost like you used hot glue on your paper, like for texture, maybe raindrops and stuff like that. And see, this is a gloss gel, so it actually has some gloss in it. But then you can also get the matte gel medium, and this one here is supposed to be the same kind of thing, except it's matte. So if you're not wanting that shine, you can use this. So that helps if you're not wanting the shine. And then they also make a gloss heavy gel. Now I have not tried this compared to the gel medium, but if this one already here can make like raindrops or whatever it is, you know, I bet this one here is just going to be a lot thicker. So I don't know. I can't wait to give this one a try and find out what it does. But I haven't quite figured out what I will be using on that or with that just yet. So yeah, exciting stuff. And basically, that is pretty much it when it comes down to figuring out which one you are wanting to choose for your painting. It is definitely an option for anybody. Do understand though is that the Liquitex Basics is a little cheaper. Actually, it's a little cheaper than going for the heavy body. But that's to kind of be, you know, that is thicker, has a lot more pigmented to it. So I don't know. Either one of them, though, you can use for your paintings. You can use them to sell, stuff like that. Their life fast ratings are excellent. And yeah, I mean, they're really, it's just up to your choice, up to your preference. And yeah, but anyways, I thought I wanted to go over that with you guys, and then also to try out the heavy body for the first time because I haven't done it. And yes, I like them. They are really super nice. I do see where the benefits are in them, but I also like my Liquitex Basics acrylics because of how thin they are. So they do have their benefits also. So I am completely tight on this, you guys. I like them both. They're both nice. All right, so yeah, if you want, just leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these Liquitex products and what you think of the heavy body if you've tried them, or what you think about the Liquitex Basics acrylics. For anybody that's new, they might want to see also what you think. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for joining me. And if any of you are new here, please click the like and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys on my channel. And for all of you that's already been on my channel, thank you so much for being here and enjoying this demonstration. And yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys all later. See y'all next week. Bye.